Hi guys, this is Allison from Alley Cat Creations. How are you? Please share and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. And if you get anything from my work, connect the dot and epiphany a mind blown moment. New books to read, new authors to explore, artwork to look at, readings, oracle readings to get something from. Please consider supporting my work. All the links are at the bottom of this video. And if you're interested in any artwork, you got Christmas cash, I got pyramids, I got all kinds of stuff. Check out my website, alleycatcreations211.com. There's not a store, it's just things to look at. And if you see anything, please email me. Spiritual soul advice. I got a lot to unwrap today. A lot. So a lot of people were like, oh, is Allison on vacation? Sort of, mentally. Mentally. As I am helping my boyfriend in a big way, it's time consuming. Since the marathon on We Not Me to now, I only got one video in. The reason for that is I am trying to better my boyfriend's girls' lives. And I've been there deep cleaning his house. Men, for some reason, are like cavemen. I don't know why, but he's not the first one I encountered with this problem. I love you guys out there. I'm not making a generalization, but there are some that need some work, and he does, and that's why I'm in his life. But in doing all of this stuff, cleaning and helping, I got prompted to read some comments from the marathon. And then I've been listening as I'm cleaning to channelings, and a lot of things are being put into perspective for me for what's to come. Now, I'm not one to give predictions. I don't feed into that because that's an agenda-based thing. You go in your heart space and you do the alignment that is with you. I can't determine what you align with. But I know what I'm seeing, and I just make my observations for what I am seeing. And the big theme that has been arising with every channeling I've been listening to and all the people's channels I listen to is change. The big change. It's incoming, and it's been coming, but it's slowly rolling out. Very much so. It's slowly rolling out. And we all kind of have this instinctual understanding that stuff is going to change. We just don't know when. And there is a lot of fear being anticipated in that with people making predictions. As all New Year's, regardless what calendar you follow. I'm sorry, I know a lot of people like, well, this is not really New Year's. Is this on the Julian, and that's the Gregorian, and this is the Mayan, and this is this calendar, and that's that calendar. Listen, you do you, boo. I know for myself, my 3D constructed body is still following 3D construction laws, which determines that, like everybody else, consciously, collectively, in a community, in a totality sense, we're following whatever calendar we're on now, and that's what I'm basing my observations off. In the new year, wherever you celebrate your new year, we all collectively try to have resolutions, goals, sets of things that we want to do to better ourselves, which is great. I don't have a problem with that. But change, in essence, is super hard. It's getting into the flow of a mindset change. You want to lose, this is the big one. And I worked in a gym for a very long time. This is what happens. I was a lifeguard. Every day on break, I would go out to my car, get some fresh air, and I would see a line out the door with people trying to get new memberships. Come January, mid-January, not really absolutely right after the new year, influx of people came in, which was great. And then it dwindled off between late February, early March. And this was every year I worked there. Some years shifted time frames, but it's because people couldn't keep up with their mindsets. They couldn't keep up with the routine. We humans need routine. We need structure. That's just how our construct is built. And when you're not building in that structure, and yes, life does happen, things happen out of your control. It's how you react to them. It's the mindset frame that you are now hearing the change. What do I mean by that? Change is not easy. Your mindset is where the change begins. If you want to lose weight, like I have a hormonal imbalance somewhere in my body and I can't figure it out. I'm on different supplements and taking holistic things to try to figure out why I cannot lose weight. Where 2 years ago, I didn't have to worry about that. I was emaciated. But I had this problem once before in my life where I ballooned out to an extent with not eating much differently than I was before. And I had to circumnavigate my diet. I put a mindset change in and I started eating and trying different things. Whatever was working, I stuck with. If you want to improve your body, you want to improve your physical condition, you have to slow roll out, not just Mondays are happening. We're going to start Monday, as Dina said on Sacred Valley. And I'm going to wait until Monday and everything's going to be like all brand new. And then Monday comes and you wake up and you're like, do I really want to do this? In order for change to happen, you got to be realistic with what you are willing to do. When it's forced, like when someone gets the C word or some tragic accident happens and you really now have to force yourself to make that change, whether it be, you like my boyfriend, he's still healing his injury and it's very slow and it's very hard for him to put the mindset in, well, just because my pinky is, I can use the rest of my body. He's not thinking that way. He's not implementing the mindset changes. I'm trying, slow rolling. But I'm using him as an example, not to bash him, but to just show like he is very set in his ways and he's very set in his mindset. Not necessarily not to move forward, but that he can do other things to circumnavigate his life and until his injury heals, if it does, practice other things. But he's not really putting the work into his mindset to change those negative Nancy thoughts in his head. The same with most people. When something extreme happens, change is forced upon you. You have to change or else you're going to die. Most of us don't have those moments to make those changes. It's a slow flux and a slow rollout. Instead of going to the gym and setting a goal for yourself, start about your mindset looking in the mirror, like I've been trying to talk about, saying, I love you, you're beautiful. Maybe for 10 minutes a day instead of, I can't afford the gym. Or right now, it's not plausible to get there. I have a family. So maybe when you're sitting at the desk, use resistance bands on your ankles. Maybe during a break, instead of taking an elevator down to whatever, if you're in a building, use the stairs. implement little things each and every day to make that bigger change happen. Ease yourself into a change. Just don't cut yourself out. Some people do work better on cutting the cold turkey way. Some people need a gradual step. Do what works for you. But I am getting a lot of downloads the last couple of days. I've been seeing a lot of things happening, and change is absolutely coming. And we don't know necessarily from what direction it is coming in. Everybody's about the solar flare, that all of that is there. The pole shifting is there. The magnetic sphere is there. There's a lot of things there that will bring change. Instead of fearing the change, oh my God, a solar flash. Like, you might not see that in your paradigm because that wasn't written in your script. Stop feeding the negatives in everything. Start seeing things as we are expanding, we're getting ourselves upgraded. And we're going to have a time of tribulation, a time of things being uplifted and upsetted. And we need to prepare for those changes in a positive way, not necessarily, oh my God, and sit in a fear-based place. We don't want that. We need to change. And this is like the time right now this is like a buffer zone. We are in a very wonky time, a very wonky energy, where we need to start implementing change in our lives, whether it be your mindset or your physical body. But you got to do it gradually and slowly to make those habits happen and stick. Not just today, I'm going to go to the gym, and like 5 weeks from now, you're going to go again because, oh, I fell off. You can't fall off spiritually. You can hit spiritual exhaustion. I've done it twice. That's not fun. And that's not where I want to be, where I am a wayshower, like many of you are going to be wayshowers. We are here to model what change looks like. We're here, like when I went to school, worked in the school with the little kids, I'd have to model for them what I expect out of them. So I'd have to show them, have them do it, and adjust where they're doing it wrong and show them to do it the right way. But here's the thing, there is no right way when it comes to making changes in your paradigm here. But you got to model what you want others to emulate. Change is coming. There's no doubt about it. Change is here. Start simple. Start basic. What is it in your life that you can improve upon? Is it your mindset? Again, each and every day, affirmations, meditations, go outside into nature. Yes, it's freezing and it's been raining, gloomy here in Northwest Indiana for a bunch of days. I still try to get out. I feed little Thor in the morning. I'm always looking at the beauty and everything. I'm being humble for what I have. Gratitude. Be thankful each and every day. Because there is, from the channeling I just listened to from Ann Tucker, and from what I've read in Dolores Cannon, there is a shift happening. It might not look the way they are portraying it and they're speaking it out, but they're trying to prepare us for something. And instead of being in fear about that something, you got to detach from that and make it positive. The earth isn't necessarily first splitting. It's frequency and vibratory states that are increasing and decreasing. So where do you fall? How can you be more in alignment with yourself and with those that you are aligned with? What are the things you can do right now in your daily life to increase your frequency and your vibratory state? These are the things that matter right now. These are the things that we need to start working on more and more each day. And channeled the angels, as she always does, and she kind of did it with a friend and didn't do her normal Friday stuff. And in the messaging that I was perceiving and taking in from her, there is a major shift coming. And if you don't already feel it, that's okay. But I feel it. The last couple of days, I've been taking my breath, coming into my own space, seeing where my purpose falls within my relationship, but in the greater scheme of things. We still need to get the drama, trauma, and negative stuff out of us. We still have to shed that. Because what might be coming from all the people who do these predictions and AI theories and other things are collectively now manifesting, I'm sorry to say. We collectively, even though you create your own reality, we collectively do it all together. And if enough people are following an agenda because this person said this, and it's gonna now manifest as if it is so. It's not going to manifest necessarily the way it's going to manifest for me, but it's going to look a little different from other people, but it's still there in material world, in form. That's why I made a mention on Carrie Cassidy's channel a few days ago. Someone was talking about Juan and the AI and the supercomputer. And I said, well, why are you buying into that? The computer shouldn't dictate collectively what we want. We all want peace and harmony. I would hope so. The most of us want peace. We want the world to be whole again. We want this world to be what it was meant to be for all of us. Prosperous, abundant, and a happy place. We don't want to see the destruction anymore. We don't want to see war anymore. We don't want to see people in pain. Even though that's an expression of their experience that they need to learn from, we still don't need to see it in the extremes. This is what I think for most of us listening to me want for the world. We want everybody to be abundant with food, with electricity, with their basic needs met. All of us want it. Unless you're of the negative polarity and you only think it for yourself. That's cool too. But as a whole, we just want this strife to end. And what's going to happen is usually, in order for massive change to happen, massive destruction has to come with it. That's how us humans learn. I did it twice in my life where I fell down. I almost died twice because I was being stubborn, or I didn't see the signs from the universe that I was on the wrong path. The wrong path made me falter and hit rock bottom. And in order for me to understand what and how strong I am, I had to go through very hard tribulations and trials in order to grow my strength as a soul. We all have those moments, might be some extreme to others, but we all have those things that change our lives. And that change is coming for humanity. So how are you preparing yourself for this change? How are you going in your heart space and aligning with the things? Listen, I don't align with the AI computer thing. And sorry, I don't. I think it's an agenda that's steering us in the wrong direction. It's going to materialize. It's going to come into this world. But it's up to all of us not to feed the energy to it if that's not the paradigm you want. I think my human computer brain can do way better, like most of us, transcending evil. We need to be extremely careful what we're feeding right now. The solar flash, some people, oh my God, it's energy. It's light codes, it's waves. That's how I perceive it. I'm happy with my expansion. I've been expanding, but the people around me are slowly. I have adapted my reactions, my words, my feelings and thoughts around other people so that I'm not upsetting their paradigm and I'm not rumbling them, because that's the experience I need in the moment. Cleaning and doing everything I have for my boyfriend the last few days, reading comments about, oh, you're the giggle twins and you took away from my experience and learning and stuff. Did I, or is that stuff you need to heal? We have to live in a world where you can't take everything so literal and so serious. We're being asked to go back into child innocence of a child. That doesn't mean you act like a child. That means you go into the innocence of a child, explore again, create again. They don't have the world view. They're not as tainted as we are to what the world is. They see the beauty in things. They see, and you know, even in the worst circumstances, and my girls are in the same, in not the best situation in circumstances, but they still see the beauty in things. They still appreciate, and they're very humble about what they have. Or you. They don't have much, but what they have, they are appreciative of. I'm teaching them how to take pride in what they do, to see the beauty in things, to take care of themselves. They weren't shown these things. I'm modeling it for them. People who are nothing but complaining and finding the fault in everything, that's the other extreme as well. Are you appreciating what God handed you? The experience you wrote with Source Prime Creator? Are you appreciating the lessons that are being given to you? Are you doing the healing to get rid of the things that no longer serve you? Are you detaching? We got to detach. If I'm the only one meant to move forward in my relationship with other people, places, and things, I have to detach my emotional states to other things. Not to say I don't have unconditional love, but at the end of the day, I'm the soul. I have to determine where it goes. I have to make those changes in my mind so that I'm mentally prepared if the shift does happen the way it is being projected out there and it materializes. There's a lot of catastrophe, not in a negative way, but a lot of uprooting of things are going to be happening. I'm not going to sit in fear and worry about the food supply or that I'm going to drown. Whatever is meant to come is going to come regardless. I'm going to try my hardest to manifest my reality so that none of that stuff really, if it does happen, doesn't happen where there's massive loss. But then understanding that that's the collective karma and writings of their contracts, stuck still seeing it and having to be a part of it, but I signed up for that experience. But it's coming to the mental capacity of understanding those things and changing my mindset to make sure that I am capable of withstanding what is to come. Are you mentally preparing yourself to what's to come? Even in the unknown, are you giving your faith into source that you will be okay? Are you preparing yourselves mentally for what's to come? And we don't know what really is going to come. We don't know when it's going to come. And that was my biggest challenge and my biggest growth last year was I didn't know when I was moving. I didn't know when someone was going to buy my house. These things were out of my control. I put the action into motion to set into momentum that I needed to move. I put action into motion on my end, but I couldn't force somebody to buy my house. I couldn't force somebody to wanting to sell my house. I had to put faith into the universe that the right people and the right circumstances were going to come. They're not perfect. They were not perfect whatsoever, but the right things happen in divine timing that put me where I am right now. But I had to put and release and surrender and put my faith into source prime creator that everything was going to happen the way it did, not to my liking, but for my best and highest good. Are you doing that? Change isn't easy. It's one of the hardest things to break free from. We all have our habits. We all have our routines. And it's not easy sometimes with your family and your schedule and to break your change and break your routine. And then you get uncomfortable with it and you're not happy with it. But some of those things need to happen. You have to get used to the change. Are you preparing yourself mentally for those things? We don't know what the new world is going to look like. We have to create it together. And I've been through Hurricane Sandy firsthand. I've been through 9/11. And the greatest unity comes after a tragedy. Hate to say that. New Yorkers showed in two instances in the tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, people that got slammed by Hurricane Sandy. No power. Everybody collectively dropped their hate for each other, dropped the racism, dropped everything. It didn't matter what you were. In the moment of crisis, everybody came together collectively to help everybody where they were. So people that had the abundance of clothes cleaned out their closets, and here's a central location here. We're going to have clothes. People lost everything. Houses were wiped white in the ocean. Food, here, we're going to, whatever people had in their houses. You couldn't open up your business because there was no power. People were flooding the streets in certain locations to come together to help others. You didn't care if you're gay, didn't care what you identified as, what your pronoun was. It didn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat, didn't matter. Unity after a tragedy is usually what brings humanity and people together. I witnessed and lived it twice in a massive way. I saw it firsthand. I participated in that. Are you going to jump into that unity? Forget your political alliance. Doesn't matter when there's people suffering. You hate gay people. Well, guess what? How do you know in a crisis who's what? Unless they are walking out in drag, which doesn't matter anyway. You're going to help them anyway, regardless of what you feel inside, because that's the humane thing to do. Sorry for that pause. I had a phone call. It was JQ. Good things are coming in January. Can't divulge the information now. It'll be out soon. For those of you who watch. Getting back to change. I pulled some oracle cards and we're going to do some good reading. And another disruption because, Allison doesn't have a life to live, right? I love people, but we all need to do ourselves sometimes, right? So I pulled a lot of cards while I was in conversations, and my goodness sakes, guys, all this change stuff is spirit is talking here. Soul family. I pulled this for the collective a bunch of times in the past. Are you connecting to the people that you're vibrating with? Who you're vibrating with? Find your soul tribe. And they don't need to be in your vicinity. They don't need to be in your location, your locality. They can be anywhere around the world. Make sure you're connecting and getting in with your soul tribe. And why I'm saying this is the more commonalities, sorry, hang on. That resets my camera sometimes. Maybe not. The more like-minded people you're around, you have similarities into what you want to manifest, those things start to manifest. And oddly enough, as Jason was talking, visualize came up, and that's number 17. If you can dream it, you can create it. Your imagination is a magical superpower that develops the content, look, and feel of your life. You can use your inner vision to maintain or transform anything in your life. Visualization helps us to create a dream life without the perceived boundaries of the manifested world. To take your dreams out into the world, recall your vision of them as you meditate. Let the dream become a feeling that leads to a knowing that is so deeply ingrained, it will become an automatic response. Through repetition, this response gains momentum toward the tipping point between vision and manifestation. Now that you are privy to this law, universal at that, relax and enjoy the journey toward your desires. When a desire manifests in your physical life, a new desire will be born. Hang on. Into imagination, and a fresh path will unfold. I hate this fucking thing. So with your soul tribe, what are you visualizing? What are you trying to bring into this world? What is your desires? How are you going to be a service to others? And that's a big theme that was coming across in Ann Tucker. Was that unity, coming together, working together is what's going to bring forward the service to others, which is going to help serve those who are supposed to expand, but they're not there yet. Enlightenment. So work with the soul tribe, visualize. It doesn't need to be what everybody else is visualizing, guys, but have a main theme, something simplistic that you can all focus on to start manifesting it and bringing it down into this reality. Enlightenment. Evolution is guaranteed. You are waking up from your old habits and patterns. What was I talking about with the change? We all need to start making changes in our habits, our everyday life, our patterns, our schedules. What is it that you need to work in that is equalizing your life, yourself, and others around you? We have to start making some changes to our mindsets. We have to do better for ourselves first, because right, you put the oxygen mask on first, and then it's going to trickle to everybody else. You want to be the role model and the model for what that change is going to look like, so others emulate it. At times you may feel bewildered or not quite like yourself. Relax, all is well. You are just keeping up with your evolution and the life that you desire. Your body and mind are adjusting and adapting to your new and loving soul perspective. It is common for your mind or body to resist. We're a lot of resistance right now. React or panic when you experience the unfamiliar and unknown. And this next couple of years is going to be just that. A lot of unknowns, a lot of things that are not in our control. There's a lot of things that happen outside of our control. It's your reaction that you can control. So that's where we need to get right now, working on our reactions and the control of them. However, from the higher vantage, you can change any story that splits you into two and heal any wounds, which we need to be doing now. You are not trying to replace a negative memory with a positive one. Instead, see all the components of a memory so that a new conclusion can form. An unbalanced memory recreates the trauma every time it is talked about or remembered. This event or person will be blamed for pain in your life today. A balanced memory has no charge or action or activation and becomes wisdom. You may even come to see a challenge as the best thing that has ever happened to you. Once you change and heal your opinion, enlightenment will shine through as wisdom. Huge. This is huge. 3 cards. In the middle of a conversation with JQ. 3 cards. I asked, what does humanity need right now? What does the collective need? 3 cards. Work with your soul family. Visualize together what it is, what abundance, what prosperity, what do you want to bring to the table for change? Bring the enlightenment to it. Heal. Can't manifest if you're not healed. It's going to come out wonky. We don't want wonky. We want things to start coming out properly. The next 3 cards I drew. Follow your vision. Never lose sight of what really is important. So again, with your soul family, even if you haven't found them yet, what is it that what is your vision? What do you want? What is most important to you? And if you're working within the soul family, what is important to all of you? Make a priority list and then start visualizing. Have the vision, follow it. The time of guilt and shame ends now. Like the Enlightenment card just said, it's about perspective. It's about the roles. It's about what the challenges are that you walk through. Someone was contracted to shift you somehow. You have to let it go. Let that, you're blaming that person or yourself. See it as I wrote that in to change my perspective, my thinking, the way I view the world, whatever it is that someone shifted and was a catalyst for you. The time of guilt and shame ends now. Forgive yourself and begin to love yourself just as you are. Because we're moving forward. We've been moving forward. But now it's getting a little bit more intense. Things are picking up. Energies are picking up. Downloads are picking up. Challenges are picking up. Our ancestral karma is picking up. There's things picking up now. And we got to tackle these things in our own way, but we got to start. Awaken the magic of your creativity. Immerse yourself in the world of feelings. So as we're traversing this unknown, solar flare, magnetic sphere, this doom and gloom that everybody speaks about, and not to say that it is doom and gloom. I don't think it is. I don't perceive it that way, but I don't perceive it the way people are projecting it out into the ether either. We need to be creative because things are going to change in our paradigm that we might not even expect, right? So let's just say there is an event, grids go down, whatever, magnetism happens, the earth starts shifting. Are you prepared in a non-fear-based way to sustain? Do you have everything that you need? And if you don't, get creative. Think of ways that no one's ever thought before to do things. We need this kind of creativity right now. Let's implement it. Use the soul tribe, use the people around you, get ideas. Your ideas might build upon some great idea someone else had, and then together, boom. Humanitarian projects. I keep talking about all this RV stuff, but you're one amongst a sea of millions and billions. There's other people that have the same interests and similarities to you. Utilize, because we need to come into form unity. We got to do this, and it's going to start, and it has started, but now it's picking up. Answers will come. Remove the energy blocks in you. So if you're feeling stagnant, you're sitting in the lower vibratory states of energy, start raising your energy. Start raising your vibrations. The answers are going to come to you. The holidays is a very wonky time. Some of us choose to see the beauty and the magic in this time of year, and some people dwell in it. I used to do both. Some years I was like, I want to see the magic. I want to see the lights. I want to be happy. I don't want to sit home and be in the doom and gloom just because I'm by myself. Other years I was in the doom and gloom and didn't want to do anything with anybody because we're human, we're moody. This year I chose to do and have my best Christmas ever. And that doesn't mean I'm going to church and celebrating. I'm enjoying this time of year. Accept diversity. Like, again, going back to 9/11 and Hurricane Sandy, and it could be any catastrophic event that you might have been through collectively with other people. Natural disaster, tornado, earthquake, landslides, monsoons, whatever it is that you have been through. Most people have been through something, that you come together as a community and you help each other out. Accept diversity, choose peace as your path. So regardless of your religious indoctrination, your personal feelings on things that are not of you, that you don't follow, they're still people, they're still playing a role, they're still God in playing a role. Choose peace. I've been speaking about this a lot. Divine neutrality. Everybody's playing a part of the prime creator. Positive and negative side are playing together. It's looking now beyond good and evil and seeing the God in everything and everybody. Slow down, notice your surroundings. So if the world is going to change, a couple of books have prescribed that the natural earth is going to shift a little bit and things might happen. Notice your surroundings. Notice exit strategies. Notice what could go wrong, to not to sit in fear, but to be prepared. What Is it in your, this is brought up in Ann Tucker's channeling, what climate are you in? What can you grow in your backyard? What can you grow in your apartment? What is in your surroundings that's going to help you thrive to survive? And I'm not here pitching fear. It's not in my paradigm. I'm not here worrying about any. I want to self-sustain. I got a property that I have a big enough yard to make a big garden. I started this year. It's small, but it's going to grow, right? That's just my life. That's just me. I'm not, didn't do it out of fear. Didn't do it, oh my God, the food. I didn't do it for that. I did it for myself. Notice your surroundings, what grows in your area. And I'm just using gardening as one thing. Like, how do you get your goods? How do you get around? Notice your surroundings. It's a big one from spirit. New idea, bring your dream to life. Here again, we're being asked to collectively start manifesting what we really want. What do we in society really want? I said this in a post. Someone asked me, well, someone was like questioning where I was coming from. And my response is, well, I would hope that most of humanity wants peace, prosperity, and everybody to have abundance, and not financially, but to be secure, self-content. We're being asked to start thinking about these things and really start trying to manifest it. And if we all consciously start thinking about world peace being one of the first things we should be manifesting, well, why aren't we trying to do that on an everyday basis? Bring peace to yourself. If your life isn't in harmony, like my boyfriend, his house is very much not feng shui. It's not in harmony. Well, now I started the trend and he's continuing. We're going to make things flow the way they're supposed to be. It's okay if your life is chaotic. It's okay. You don't need to be in a mansion to have everything happen for you. What is the little things that you could do in your life each and every day to bring a peace and harmony and balance into your life? How could you manifest that? Putting action into motion, whether that's visualizing, believing it, feeling it, and bringing it through, or it's collectively coming together with other people and start really focusing on peace, on prosperity. These are the changes we need to make in our mindsets. It's not to sit in fear, oh my God, the world's going to end, and not everybody's shifting, and worry about yourself. And even when you have kids, like I said earlier, if my boyfriend is not ready to move on, if that's not his course and path, and I'm only there to help steer him along a little bit, that's my role. And I got to respect that. If when things do split and shift, if he's not meant to be in my life, I have to respect that. Give it unconditional love. Thank it for the experience and the happiness it brought me in the moment. And I got to move on. I'm hoping that he's a part of it, but if it's not, it's not going to affect me either way. I'm not going to get wrapped up and lower my vibe for something I can't control. We got to stop reacting and sending those frequencies out when we get triggered for things that you can't help. Well, I was talking to Jason earlier. There's a lot going on and a lot of deception happening. Why aren't you going into your heart to discern? I don't like that word, but to go in and know where your alignment lies. None of these people are off, wrong, or indifferent. There are things that they're saying that align with you and other things that do not. Take what aligns in your heart space and leave the rest behind. It's not meant for you. It might be meant for other people. Instead of blaming the blame game and pointing fingers, know that there's certain people profiting off of your pain, off of your fear. Stop feeding those people that energy. Plain and simple. What is already with you? Another 17. I don't lie, guys. And that was it probably because I was on the phone with you for a long time. The 17s kept popping up. You hold in your hand that which you seek. In other words, the pair of spectacles you have been rummaging around the house for are sitting on top of your head. What you are seeking, perhaps exploring far and wide, is actually right under your nose. You may not like this idea. It is so much more wonderful to imagine there is something yet to find. Of course there is unlimited creative potential and always something more that can be. Yet in this instance, it is important for you to know that you already have what you need and what you want. That doesn't mean it's the end of the story, although it does ask you to give up the fantasy that a perfect solution lies in the future somewhere. Instead, it asks you to acknowledge that everything necessary for success is with you now. All you need to do is accept this and act with what you have available to you. This is good news. This particular chapter has a happy ending in store. That ending will become real for you just as soon as you stop trying to skip forward to the next chapter. Better to be completely present in the now. From here, the next phase will naturally happen without force on your part. It might not seem like you have much to start with. Perhaps you feel that all you have is a small, simple choice to make. Perhaps you have a song to begin, an email to send, a conversation to start, or a sketch to lose. However small, it is enough to get the ball rolling. Don't make the mistake of believing that what you need is behind you, lies with another, or yet is yet to appear. You have all that you need to take the next step in your life, and from that, all else will flow. And there is a sweetness to that. It is a small pleasure at first, but one from which greater pleasures can unfurl. This message is amplified. Oh, if you chose other cards, I only chose one from this deck. This oracle also comes with special guidance for you. You are more than you think you are. You are more prepared than you realize. You don't need an entire army of resources to move ahead. You don't. Suddenly, things will become apparent. All that you need is that moment is just one sweet act of nourishment. That is enough to take you out backwards, nostalgia or regret, and forwards into what is awaiting you now. Be brave, dig deep within, and enjoy the sweet surrender. I'm getting hot because this is spirit. I don't make this up, guys. I'm just a vehicle source uses to convey messages. Everything you have is within you now. Everything. It's about expanding and in changing your mindset and stop limiting yourself. Belief. Be open to all possibilities and opportunities. Let go of preconceived ideas. There is nothing to fear. You are constantly surrounded by love. Start to believe in yourself and trust your instincts. Wondrous possibilities and opportunities abound, provided you are flexible and retain an open heart and mind. Believe all is possible. Positive change. Dare to be different. When you are criticized, remember that you will never please everyone. Many brilliant and gifted individuals were not fully appreciated or understood in their own lifetime. Yet it is often they who have sown the seeds of change. Positive change. Manifestation. Believe in yourself, trust your instincts, and follow your heart. For in doing so, you shall manifest all your heart's desires. The life you have for so long aspired to create will soon manifest. I can't make this stuff up. We have Akasha. You are a spiritual teacher. You have the ability to counsel others and help them awake their spiritual gifts and divine life mission. This is going to be many of us. Many of us are wayshowers. Many of us will be the ones to help the community and pick the pieces up and help people get out of the fear and insecurity. And we're going to be the ones showing that way, but we have to be secure and understanding in our own selves first. That's why a lot of this is going within and healing and releasing and doing that work for us now, so we can help impart that wisdom on other people. You got to be clear in knowing in yourself first before you can get to this aspect of being a teacher and a role model, or just a model. Grace and Antoinette. To help heal the situation, see the other person's point of view with compassion. So this is what's going on in this divide, because we're still in 3D. You might not see the other side's perspective. You might not acknowledge it. You might not even want to feed it, but you have to give it compassion because it's their role they're playing. So please understand, whether it comes to political views, religious views, whatever views that most of us are divided on, we need to be in unity. I'm not asking you to accept and agree their view, but give it compassion and grace, for they know not. And maybe you don't know not. Omega. Victory, your desire is coming to fruition. Keep up the good work. So once again, let's keep the positive frequency and vibratory state of what we want, which is world peace and harmony and abundance for all. Let's keep that in the forefront of what we are trying to manifest and bring here. Block out distractions. Your life purpose and other priorities need your undivided attention. So it's time for you to take charge of your schedule and working environment. I have to work on this right now. By tuning off electronics and avoiding anyone or anything that distracts you from what's important. You already know what these distractions are, and you have the power to responsibly block them out. This is me right now. My priorities are trying to get back into my flow while everybody else is trying to take me away, unbeknownst to them and unconsciously. They're not doing it to be harmful or mean, but I'm not being thought of in the greater scheme of things. Like, oh, maybe Allison has something to do that day. Maybe I should ask first before I do, when it comes to what I do on podcasts, what I do on for others. No one really puts me in the equation. So I have to start taking my reins back because no one's paying me to do what I do. No one's sustaining me. I have to sustain myself. So I have to put that boundary up. This is what I'm literally going through right now. Deservingness. You are a beloved child of God, like everyone else. And you deserve to receive the support that will allow you to focus upon your divine life purpose. Even if you can't yet recognize your lovable qualities, trust that God and the angels can see how amazing you truly are. We are all deserving. Even if you feel other people aren't, we are all deserving. And that includes yourself. Words of abundance. You have the ability to instantly manifest abundance by choosing powerfully positive words. Always describe your own and the world's economic situation in loving and optimistic terms. And that is what you attract for yourself and others. And I don't feel it needs to be economic. I think abundance is beyond that. It's energy. These are really cool cards. I just got them. Perhaps you are reminded all too often just how quickly the phrases in your life can shift. Phases, sorry. One change after another, you are learning to adapt and to grow. Be kind and gentle with yourself. Where you are right now is where you are supposed to be. Don't compare yourself to others. That only adds pressure. Take each day as it comes and for what it is. You are a better person than you were yesterday. Growth isn't easy, but you got this. That comes with the change. Forgiveness. Angel wisdom reminds you that challenging people and situations are sent to you as your most important teachers. Without them, your soul would not grow. Your guidance is to let go of the hurt, resentment, and anger of the past. When you forgive others and yourself, your karma is rubbed out of your soul records. You will enjoy love in your heart and lightness of spirit. Ask the angels to help you dissolve your hurt, anger, and guilt. That other card told us to let it go. They will take your burdens from you. When you love unconditionally, there is nothing to forgive. Love is forgiving. So open your heart and give love. Vulnerability. Only the brave and open-hearted dare to allow themselves to be vulnerable, for it requires courage to take down all the walls and expose your humanness. Your angel guidance is to become aware of your defense mechanisms. which keep you separate from others and the divine. Ask your angel to help you dissolve your masks and barriers so that your fragile true self can emerge like a butterfly from a cocoon. The reward is freedom, love, and sense of inner safety. So dare to be vulnerable and open. Hi, everybody. There's a lot of defensiveness happening in our ether right now. And I think that's because it's coming out to purge and to clear. So let's be a little bit more on the vulnerable side and let that energy take its course. Honesty. Angel wisdom reminds you that your every thought, word, emotion, and action is reflected in your aura. When you are honest, your aura is crystal clear. Everyone knows where they are with you and feels totally safe. The angel suggests that you look within and purify your murky thoughts and feelings. When you are totally honest with yourself, you behave with integrity and dare to be opened, for there is nothing to hide. People respect and trust you. As you radiate a resonance of honesty, people respond to you with openness and honesty in turn. That's where we all need to lead and go from. You have to be your authentic self. Moving into unity consciousness, moving into a unified, you don't have to like everybody, but unifying with others. You need to be honest and transparent and authentic. You don't and shouldn't have to change who you are and your personality. You have to adapt to certain things and adapt to change, but be yourself. We all put masks on to please others or to hide aspects of ourselves we don't want out in the open. Well, if telekinesis and telepathy and all that fun stuff is on its way, you got to be authentic because other people are going to start reading you. And that might not be the best thing, per se. Spirit asked me to go grab some different other kind of cards. I got animal. Sandpiper spirit, be playful. Again, this goes back to childhood innocence. Okay, no one's saying to act like a child, but go into that innocent space to see the world the way you want it to manifest, the way you desired as a child, to see the magic and the creative forces in everything, to be happy, to be innocent, to not see the world diluted in hell and war and horrible things. We're being asked to reform this world and to change it for the positive. So we got to go back into that innocence of a child to do so. How magical and creative do you want this world to be? Be playful. Go into this energy. It's a powerful one. We have bee spirit. Sweet results await. We're going to go through some very rough and tough times. Again, just like 9/11 and Hurricane Sandy for me, whatever that is for you, things have to, we chose this timeline, we chose this dimension, we chose this reality. We all wrote in that we were going to suffer before things get better. And that's how we're soul growing. That's how we experience growth in our soul, in our understanding, and gain wisdom. So the results are going to come when we all work together to manifest. Be playful. What are we all desiring? And to overcome the adversity that is there, that is preventing us from doing so. It's all about the work going on within here and your gut. What are you trying to bring into your reality? And what other people are having the same wavelength as you? What are they trying to desire to bring in? We got to focus on these things. Nightingale spirit. Love is all around. If you don't feel the love, raise your frequency in your vibratory state. Yes, things are going to get funky, but don't fall for that depression trap. We all go through that. I've been there. Start looking at the beautiful things in the world and stop focusing on the things that are horrible. They're going to continue to go on and they're going to continue to bother you and irk you, but stop lending it your energy. We need to start beautifying our reality. Rhino spirit, overcome any obstacle. Because you can. I have many. Most of you have as well. In order for the change in the world, we need to be the change. It needs to come from within us. We need to visualize it. We need to manifest it. We can't do that when we're unchangeable, when we don't want to change. We want to stay in the same old thing, the same old routine. We don't want to enlighten. And that's real and that's a paradigm that's out there. I don't subscribe to that. I'm making changes in my everyday life, and some of them are a lot harder than others to make changes. But I'm slowly working through that each and every day to bring more prosperity, more peace and harmony into my existence. It takes a lot of hard work. Nothing in my world comes free. Zero. I'm going to pick our last cards and have our final words here. I can show this because it is Aurora of Gamma. It is time to let go of what has been. I don't make this stuff up. You are swiftly outgrowing your past. Explore and commit to a spiritual practice that supports your personal transformation. So that you can cross the threshold before you now. Embrace your freedom to be creative in your approach, rather than doggedly committing yourself to a previous idea or plan. You have the spiritual intelligence necessary to evolve, because it's all within you. Continue your healing journey with trust that a positive outcome is imminent. I don't make any of this up. I pull these cards. Everything I've been saying, feeling, and going through my own self the last week is being reflected in these cards and for humanity. Aurora is the Roman goddess of the dawn, the bringer of light and initiatrix of a new cycle or chapter in your life. She is a luminous dispeller of darkness, the flickering flame of hope in the heart that can burn into such a radiant holy fire that even the greatest challenges do not cause the soul to turn away in fear. Her presence is a reading, inner reading, signifies a fresh start and the overcoming of an old cycle. As the world around us becomes increasingly complex, the capacity for superior processing is swiftly becoming necessary. for the spiritual, emotional, psychological, and even physical well-being of humanity. There is a strong link between spiritual practices such as meditation and the production of gamma waves. When we experience a heightened state of spiritual awareness, an expansive sense of being, or a powerful connection with the universe or spirit, our brain is a gamma mode. Shifting our gray matter gears into gamma waves can facilitate the breaking up of stagnant modes of thinking and behaving. This is the sacred frequency of evolution. Humans who are stuck in patterns repeat the same stories, the same words, the same thoughts over and over, as though on a repeated loop. The soul can begin to wither within such constriction. What is needed is something new and increasingly alive, such as the life-simulating grace and encounters with the unfamiliar. Connection to gamma waves can enhance our capacity to embrace the unfamiliar. And through the openness of being, constructive adaptation is enhanced. Our way of being becomes more fluid, responsive, and creative. We engage with our experiences and grow positively through how we respond to what is happening. I do not make this up. For those of you who are new to me, I channel through cards. Spirit talks through cards. They use my vehicle to convey these messages. This just is a better way of verbalizing what I've been saying in many of these spiritual soul advices. Aurora of gamma indicates a shift in a new cycle, but also the growing presence of the light within, which is the creative light of spirit. Tuning into that light opens up our options for living soulfully, away from the grip of ignorance, no longer constantly ensnared by the compelling but ultimate fraudulent conjurations of ego. Her new era is an inner transformation with positive external consequences. Trust in what your inner light is manifesting in your heart and in our world. And I'm almost brought to tears, because that is an ultimate validation for my own self, that what I'm saying is in the right frequency, that what I am exuding to all of you, what I'm feeling in my heart space is what is validation. There's evidence right there that I'm not steering anybody in the wrong direction. And again, that's your perception and interpretation of what I'm saying. We all need to make these changes. Use some gamma ray binaural beats to help you if you feel stuck and blocked. I mean, this is all talking about what is going to happen and is already happening. We're just stepping into it. The door just opened and we're taking that first step. For many of us, we are already in the doorway, but it has yet to be, the light hasn't dimmed enough to see what is actually beyond that door. It is too bright. We're like, ah, and there's an unknown there. We don't know what threshold we're walking through. But I bet you when more of us connect inside and start doing some work to better our own selves, to get in a higher frequency, the more the outside world is going to reflect what you're thinking. And collectively together, we can bring the change to the world that needs to happen for us. Those who don't want to change will keep in that paradigm. I want to shift out of that. I want that shift to happen for my boyfriend and for his girls. Because what they're living is not fun. And I'm just being honest. It breaks my heart. And for many of us, we want to do the same for humanity. I'm starting small. And that they're also a challenge for me to see if I'm changed my reactions to my past. If I let my past go, forgave it, and give it unconditional love and grace and compassion. I think so far I'm doing a really fantastic job at it. Change is coming. It's already here. It's up to you individually to do the work, to make the changes in your head, the mindset, physiologically. As the new year is on the dawn of this matrix paradigm construct of linear nonsense, we still live in it all together now. We need to bring the light. We need to bring the frequency, and we need to bring it now, not tomorrow, not next Monday, not the Mondays we choose to do things. We need to make these changes now, guys. And it's been very abundantly apparent that it needs to happen. And we can do it. I have faith in each and every one of you that we can get this done. We don't want to see what we're seeing anymore. We're not going to repeat the history in the past. That's why we have people like Jack and Jason and many others. I'm not excluding the other people who do fantastic work to bring truth and the perception thereof and the interpretation thereof where the frequency is. I'm not disputing any. We can't repeat it. But we're here to manifest. And what do we want to manifest? Stop feeding fear. Stop feeding agendas. Your energy. It's objectively okay to listen and to support others. But it's not okay to fear and to feed it. Do the inner work. What do you desire? What do you desire for others? And let's work together to get that out and manifest. Change is here. Are you going to shift and change? Or are you going to stay behind? Either way, it's going to be okay. It's of God's paradigm. But I'm kind of tired and frustrated and exhausted being in this one. And I'm making my best attempts physically, emotionally, mentally, to move and shift my reality to a better one. Are you with me? I would hope so. Before I start tearing up anymore, again, they're being nice with me today. I hope to all of you. I'm sorry for the disturbances. Good things are going to come in January with We Not Me. I had to do something. I love you guys. And I want to thank everybody who has helped my channel grow. I'm hoping this is going on now, year 3. I'm hoping that what I'm here to do and what my mission here is to serve others is serving the people who are watching me. I also need to make sure that I am able to eat and keep myself in an abundance of contentment. I don't need fancy things. I just need things that work, that function to feed me, to clothe me, to keep me going. We all want that. I just have to figure out a way creatively to do so consistently. I might have to get a regular matrix job so that I can pay the bills until the matrix breaks. We don't know when that's going to happen. There's a lot of unknowns. I took a big leap of faith, and I keep putting my faith in the universe. Things will fall where they lie. But I have to put action into motion to make sure that I can sustain. So I'm doing my best. All of these are up for grabs. I like equal energy exchange. I make stuff, I'm creative. But I thank everybody for subscribing and for joining me each and every time I do a video. I know not all my content's for everybody. It's not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. I try to have a varied amount of things for people to learn from and to go in the heart space with, especially these. So thank you all for giving me an opportunity to be a part of your lives, trusting in spirit is leading me in the right direction. And I want to wish everybody a happy new year, whatever calendar you're believing in or going off of. To me, tomorrow's New Year's, and I'm going to celebrate tomorrow with the people that I love unconditionally and with my heart. And I'm trying to change others' lives in the physical. And that's, again, I'm sorry that I haven't been on my channel too much in the last couple of weeks. It's been trying, but I'm trying to change lives for children. That's my mission. And it starts really close to home. So with my heart space, thank you all for the support, the love, the light, the compassion, the grace. Thank you for supporting my artwork and giving me a chance. I'm not given too many chances in this world. Hopefully more doors will open for me next year. Hopefully I and my desires can be manifested for not just me, but for everybody. It's not just me. I'm not here for myself. I'm here for everybody else. But in that return, I need to make sure that I'm at my best to deliver the word of upstairs. So sending each and every one of you love, light, protection, shielding, compassion, grace, energy. Please enjoy your New Year's. If you're alone, please stick in it to win it chicken dinner. What do you desire? Write it down. Dream it, meditate it, whatever it is. Find your soul tribe. Think outside the box. Think of a child's innocence. And together, we're going to make this world a better place. Please don't forget to hit that like button, share, subscribe. Moving forward, if anybody wants to join me on the live to talk about what's going on in the world and where we might be able to be a better influence for others, please reach out to me. I all about the email. I might throw some different content on as well. Grab some more people. Whatever it takes. I'm here for all of you. I'm here for humanity. That's my mission. It's always been my mission. So I want to thank you all. Happy New Year. Make it happy. And I hope that you all instill the changes you need so we can do this together. Till the next time, guys.